Yo, it's your boy Orion, one half of the Northwest Sports Fanatics, back at you with a new video. Today's video is about Drew Brees. Drew Brees and his comments about to never to agree about the protests during the anthem. This will be a reaction. We've had Malcolm Jenkins, LeBron, a lot of other people that have commented on his take on it, based off all the America protests and, everything that's been going on. I love you guys. I miss you guys. It's been a long time. It's been a few weeks since we were able to, hop on and to be able to do a live stream. So I hope everyone is being safe. I know they went from the coronavirus and COVID-19 now to these America protests and the looting and George Floyd. It's just a crazy time right now in America and across the world. So I wanted to be able to hop on, obviously as someone as being multiracial as I am. I know some of y'all maybe thought I was maybe full Caucasian or maybe Caucasian and mixed with something else. Obviously, Marcus, the other half of the Northwest Sports Fanatics, he'll be in the room here shortly as well. And him being, a proud black man, that we do the show together. I'm half Japanese and half Czech, if you didn't really know. So obviously me being multiracial and having prejudice against me in my life before, and Marcus being, African-American and being a black man, and this actually touching him in a whole nother way with a lot of the black community, affecting him in a way that some of y'all may not understand. This is a really serious issue, so I wanted to be able to hop on, and even though I'm a Tampa Bay Buccaneer fan, and I've always rooted for the Saints, I've always rooted, for Drew Brees, I've always wanted to have Brees and the Saints, Nyland Saints, go for that ring and, to be able to have that deep run. And I can't wait for Tom Brady and Drew Brees and these matchups that we're going to be able to have, because it sounds like the NFL is going to be on schedule. It sounds like NBA, as of today, will be back in July, which is great. MLB, the union, rejected the 113 or 114 shortened game plan to be able to bring them back, at least as of today. So we're going to have to see what sports is going to be coming back and which will be canceled. And then as far as college football, that might be canceled outright altogether, which I'm really sad. Because, you know how much I love my Oregon Ducks, but as of coronavirus and COVID-19 and everything that's going on, they got to make sure that everyone's safe. But obviously with the politics involved and the media, and it seems like certain people are trying to brainwash certain people on, this, if you're a left guy or if you're a right guy or if you believe, in standing up for, people that are getting mistreated, which you should. It doesn't matter what race that you are. You got to be able to put yourself in other people's shoes. Imagine if it was flipped. You know what I mean? If these black people that are, getting murdered, and everyone is across the world, it doesn't matter what race you are. There is bad things happening to every single race of person. But can you just imagine for a second if it was flipped and black cops were targeting Caucasian people, or black cops were targeting Asian people, or Mexican people, or whatever races, or Mexican cops were targeting a certain race, or Asian cops were targeting a certain race. I think that, a lot of people want to either look left or look right, but what we should be doing is trying to come together, as a nation and as a community all together, because it's really sickening to be able to see people getting targeted, having that prejudice against them, and the people ultimately losing their lives. And as you can see on the screen, with Colin Kaepernick, regardless if you agree with him, it doesn't matter if you're a Democrat or if you're a Republican, you have certain views on things. But he set the standard 4 years ago and was trying to open people's eyes, but people didn't really catch on. Now with the murder of George Floyd, and now as of today, if you guys have watched the news, the other 3 cops, an Asian cop, a black cop, and a white cop, with, Mr. Chauvin or the main guy that ended up, killing George Floyd. They're all going to jail now. So it looks like justice is finally being served. But it's just a crazy time right now. And obviously I want to get into what Drew Brees said. If you've seen it, if you guys have been on Twitter, if you guys have been on Instagram, Facebook, I mean, it's all the rave right now. So that's why I wanted just to hop on and, say hello, say how much I've missed you guys. I loved you guys. I can't wait for the NFL to come back. And normally with this channel, we don't talk necessarily about politics. We don't necessarily talk about, these sensitive subjects, Republican, Democrat, black, white, whatever you guys want to go, racism, however you guys want to take it. But this is something that's really important. And as far as being, social figures in the media with me and Marcus, I think this is very important that you guys understand how we feel about things. And like I said, him being a proud black man, Marcus, one half of the Northwest Sports Fanatics. And then for me, being multiracial, being half Japanese and half Czech, you know what I mean? I understand and I can kind of feel this pain and this anguish and but the thing is also too, on the flip side, looting and rioting isn't the answer. I can understand why people are angry. I can understand why people are going crazy out there. But it seems like there's other people that don't give a shit about black people, white people, George Floyd, or anybody else. They're just taking advantage of the situation, just trying to loot and rob and burn down buildings and rob stores. That is not making shit better. So hopefully we can come up with a better solution to come together. But like I said, you're going to have dumb people of every race. I mean, bottom line, that's big facts. You're going to have dumb people and people that make bad decisions of every race. Doesn't matter if you're black, you're white, you're Asian, you're Mexican, you're Puerto Rican, you're Chinese. It doesn't matter. You're going to have dumb people in every race. And it sucks because certain races are going to get labeled with certain things. But I just hope that we can love each other just a little bit more and come together. And sports is one of those things with this channel. And as you guys know, it brings people together. It doesn't matter, if you're a Tampa Bay Buccaneer fan like myself, a Redskin fan like Marcus, a Saints fan like a lot of y'all, Niner fan, bang, bang, Niner gang, or whoever you are. Any race of any person of any age, white, black, Mexican, Asian, you could be a child, a young adolescent, you could be a college student, a grandpa, a grandma, an aunt and uncle. We all come together when it comes to sports. So I just hope that, we can finally come together, with America and everything that's going on, but also with Drew Brees' comments kind of making it towards more the flag. And he can't necessarily agree about, the protests during the anthem if someone's going to take a knee or put a fist up. You know what I mean? It's kind of silly to me. It's not about the flag. It's never been about the flag. And I don't understand why, necessarily like maybe certain people have to bring that part of it up. The people that are doing the kneeling and the doing, the fist, it's never about disgracing the flag and the anthem and what it means and loving America. We all love America. That's why we're fucking here. But it's about the police brutality and it's about people getting mistreated. That's it. That is it. It's never been about anything else. So it's really weird for people to bring up certain things where they think it's just the flag and disrespecting the military. It's just a weird narrative. Like, come on, Drew Brees, be better. You know what I mean? Saints fans, I know some of y'all will be, a little upset with your quarterback, but you got to agree with a lot of the people like Malcolm Jenkins and a lot of these people that are saying these things. Be better, Drew. I've seen you have, pictures with Donald Trump and his family. I get it. You're a Caucasian, quarterback in the league and you're one of the greatest white quarterbacks. No. One of the greatest quarterbacks. Doesn't matter what race Drew Brees is. White, black, Mexican, Asian. He's amazing, right? But Drew, be better, my dog. I mean, the comments that you're saying right now at the time of everything that's going on with this racism and this police brutality and people getting targeted, based off their race and then ultimately losing their life. George Floyd has lost his life and a lot of people have lost their lives of every race. I get it. But you see countries, in Japan and in the Netherlands, and you see people across from the world doing these protests. So Colin Kaepernick had it right 4 years ago. Some of y'all loved Cap. Some of y'all hated him. Some of y'all understood what he was talking about. Some of y'all didn't. Some of y'all thought he was, disrespecting the flag and the military and America, right? But it wasn't. It wasn't. It's never been. And he lost his job in the NFL to stand up for something that he believed in. He didn't lose his life, but he lost his job. You know what I mean? Imagine loving something so much like the NFL, and then you have something so strong to you, even though he's got endorsements from like Nike and other things. But he lost his passion, his love, based on something that he believes in. And finally, you know, it took someone like George Floyd losing his life and then having us see it on a social media scene on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook to cause this outrage. Think about how many people have been murdered and people that have been killed that we haven't seen. We haven't seen the photos. We haven't seen the video. You know, it's just really disturbing. So I hope a lot of y'all can come together and we can love each other a little bit more as much as I love you guys. You know what I mean? But I'm 1,000% in, you know, with the black community. I have a lot of black friends. I have a lot of Chinese friends, Mexican friends, Iranian friends, Pakistani friends. I probably have the most multicultural friend group maybe out of anyone that I know. I mean, I really truly don't see color. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter what age or what race you are. And it's just really sad time right now that we're living in, but with the coronavirus and with the racism, you know what I mean? And I'm down with the peaceful protests. I'm not down with the looting, but I am understanding the anger, you know, and the passion and the sadness and everything that's going on with people that are being hurt with what's going on. And I hope you guys just don't, you know, blink an eye, you know what I mean, and turn your head. This is something that people need to really recognize, even if you're not black. You don't have to be black or African American to understand that this shit is not okay. This shit is not right. We need to hold the police and the people in charge accountable for their actions, bottom line. I mean, regardless of what you think. Because a lot of people that are disagreeing, you know, with what's going on with the racism thing, or they think it's not a big deal, you know, like I mentioned before, imagine if it was flipped another way. You know, imagine if the cops were a different race going after another race. So imagine if a lot of the cops were African American and they were killing, you know, Caucasian people. How would white people or Caucasian people feel then? It definitely would be different. They definitely would be feeling totally different. So, I mean, we just need to love each other. We just need to be able to find a way, you know what I mean, to be able to come together. But it's really sad that someone had to lose his life on a social media scene to bring an uprising in America. But this is a 2020 pivotal moment that we're never going to forget. When they go back in the history books down the road with, you know, your kids, you know, and other people's kids, and they look up 2020 in the history books, God, it was not a time that you necessarily would want to be like Back to the Future and we're going to go back to 2020. I mean, it's been a really tough year. You know what I mean? A lot of people want to forget about it. Coronavirus, COVID-19, everything that's going on with these protesting and everything right now. But I just want Drew to be better. I've always respected the guy. I love the guy. I root for the Saints. But I know a lot of Saints players, Michael Thomas, AK-41, the alien Alvin Kamara, you know, Emmanuel Sanders, they were not cool with that. You know what I mean? They were not cool, you know, with those statements. But I know hopefully Drew can be better and maybe educate himself better, especially being someone that's in a league with, you know, different races of players, white, black, you know, Mexican, Asian, whatever it may be. You know, for the leader that we see him doing those pregame speeches, we expect a little bit more leadership out of you, Drew, you know, especially at this time. You know, it's not about the flag. It's not about disrespecting America. You know, it's about, you know, police brutality and people doing things in power that are not okay in our society. And that's the bottom line. And he has been great, you know, in his community and in Hurricane Katrina. He's donated a lot. He's been a public figure. You know what I mean? Gotta be better, Drew. And I'm rooting for him to be able to maybe, you know, get out there in the media and explain to, you know, himself that maybe he's not necessarily ignorant, you know, to the situation, but maybe be better. Maybe educate yourself a little bit more, especially with all the African-American black teammates that he has. You know what I mean? He's immersed in the black culture, you know what I mean? So it's like, and with all these black teammates and black friends that I know he has. So I just hope things get better. But let me go to the top and just quickly acknowledge everyone in the room, because, you know, I love to do that. Drew Brees comments about to never agree about protests during the anthem, a reaction with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can. And if you're looking for merch, Northwest Sports Fanatic merch, link is below every video on our YouTube page. First and foremost, I love you guys, every single one of y'all. Doesn't matter what age, what race. We all come together here in Northwest Sports Fanatics for the love of sports, the love of football, the love of the NFL. I miss you guys a lot. I'm going to try to be able to hop online as much as possible. Marcus ended up transitioning and moving farther away, or he's going to be moving farther away than where he lives for me right now, to a new home. Him and his girlfriend ended up getting a new home together. So I'm not really sure how often we're going to be able to link up together, but hopefully at least during the NFL season that he'll be able to come out and be able to do some live streams with me and do some reaction videos as much as possible. But in the times that he's not able to come through, I'm definitely going to be able to hold it down for the channel. So let me go and start off and say hello and spread some love in the channel with everyone in the room. Javon Wright, what it do? Panther Nation, I see you. Young Nola, my boy. Nyland Saints. Michael Pierpont, yo, Fly Eagles Fly. Club for Life, 151 PS4. What's up, Orion? What it do, my guy? Miss you. Juan Gotti. Talking sports. He said, rip, R.I.P. Drew. Ooh, it's going to be tough. Lenny D, one of my favorites on the channel. What it do, my guy? Keep grinding on your YouTube channel. I know sometimes, you want the views to be higher, the subs to be higher, but as long as you're having fun with it, it doesn't necessarily mean if you don't have a lot of views on a video that the video is bad. You know what I mean? It's all about how you feel when you're expressing yourself and being able to talk Eagles and talk Philly sports. Fly Eagles Fly. Keep doing your thing. I'm really happy that me and Marcus have been a positive influence to have you get out there and to be able to do something fun. You know what I mean? And you're going to make great relationships with other Eagle fans and other people in the YouTube community out there and build some nice bridges, as you keep moving forward with your channel. So keep going. Don't get discouraged. You know what I mean? And you always are welcome here on the channel. I love you. I appreciate you, brother. Keep doing what you're doing. Fly Eagles Fly. I love you, brother. Young Nola said, man, people need to chill on my dog, Drew. Yeah, well, Nola, you know what I mean? The comments that he says, there's definitely a reason why people are getting at him, especially at this time with the George Floyd saying that, he'll never agree with someone kneeling or giving the fist during the anthem. And talking about how it's because of the flag and not disrespecting the flag. It has nothing to do with the flag. It's about the police brutality and people in power that are taking advantage of their power and doing things like murdering George Floyd, which is really sad. But luckily today, if you guys haven't watched the news, the other 3 cops, an Asian cop, a black cop, and another white cop, have gotten arrested. So justice is finally being served, not for just the main white cop, the main Caucasian cop that got in trouble. Now all 4 of them finally are getting the justice that they deserve. So hopefully a lot of the nation and a lot of the world can start to heal now. And it shouldn't have to take protests and pressure, by people across the world to make something that should happen just on its own. You know what I mean? Someone did something that definitely was wrong, and then the man lost his life. So, George Floyd, I'm not really sure. At this point, I know I saw his daughter. She said, he changed the world. And he really did. I'm just really sad that, rest in peace, that he lost his life. But it's almost changing everything in the world and America, hopefully for the better, a revolution to have us love each other and come together. Because we're sport fans. But other people that aren't sport fans, we come together with sports. So let's come together as a nation together and love each other a little bit more. Enough with the racism and enough with the bullshit. Can we just get along and just respect each other, have some respect and some loyalty, and just get along with each other? I'm just hoping, for things to slowly, hopefully get better across the world. But, like I said, racism exists. We know that. It's everywhere in the world. It's not something that can be ignored. But I really hope, that it can get better. And I hope people can be better moving forward. Javon Wright says, I missed you, King. Appreciate that. Drew Brees is time. Yeah, Cooper Inc. Yeah, we'll see. Jameis Nerdy Geek. What it do? Michael Morin, my favorite sports channel. Appreciate you. Odin's Child. Yo, my guy. Chiefs Kingdom, stand up. I mean, God, I can't wait for Chiefs, Ravens, Tampa, Saints. We're going to have so many amazing, amazing games coming up in this NFL season. Let's not have it canceled. I really need it, and I know a lot of y'all need it as well. We're in a time right now where I don't know if Major League Baseball is coming back. I went to visit my dad, as you guys know. He had a little mini stroke last summer, and definitely affected me in a way where it's like I want to be able to spend as much time with him as possible. He's getting a little bit up there in age, and we love watching Dodgers baseball together. My dad's been a Dodger fan since the 50s, so to be able to go to his house and Sunday night baseball and be able to watch maybe some Dodgers versus Red Sox, Dodgers versus anybody that's playing, I'm really looking forward to it. So I hope the MLB can kind of get its shit together. NBA is going to be back next month, and college football, on the other hand, doesn't really look like it's going to be back, but hopefully the NFL, as far as everything is looking, it looks like we're still on schedule. As I'm talking about the NFL, I'm watching Packers Vikings on NFL Network, the main rivalry, 21-23, fourth quarter, Aaron Rodgers shotgun set, and it looks like we go to a timeout. So, I've been trying to get as much football and baseball in on MLB Network, Root Sports for my Mariners, some old Randy Johnson, Ken Griffey Jr. footage, watching as much NFL Network as possible to kind of keep positive with everything that's been going on, in this world right now. Odin's Child, my boy, miss ya, appreciate you. We talk pretty often, so I hope everything is good for you. Let's see here. Jamie says, I hope you are doing okay. Yeah, I've been going through some tough times. Things have been tough. There was a time where I got a little depressed, a few weeks back. Things were really tough for me mentally, you know what I mean? But I've tried to be as positive as possible. I've been doing a shitload of reading, with NFL, all sports, doing a lot of tape watching, going back and watching a lot of college footage with a lot of the prospects that are going to be coming in to make sure I'm 110% ready for the NFL season with all the research and analysis that, me and Marcus do to break down. But I hope you are doing okay. Jamie, Nerdy Geek 77, miss ya, appreciate ya, love you guys. Trey Holiday says, yeah, it is just sad. It is a sad time right now. Andrew Noon, it's sad how fast Saints fan switched up on Drew. Is it really, though? You know what I mean? You got to hold your quarterback accountable. Especially when a good majority of the team is African-American, and when you're saying certain things, especially during this George Floyd time, right, where he ended up losing his life, and then you're saying that, it's about the flag. It's not about the flag, Drew. I don't know what he was thinking, when he made that statement. But did he really think that he was going to make that flag statement and not being okay with kneeling or not agreeing about, the protests during the anthem? And did he really think that no other athlete in any other sport was going to come after him and say, bro, it's not about that? So I'm not saying that Drew is stupid. I'm not saying necessarily Drew is ignorant, but Drew needs to educate himself and be a little bit better. It's not like the Saints are all Caucasian players. You know what I mean? There's a lot of, black African players. Michael Thomas, Can't Guard Mike, AK-41, Emmanuel Sanders. All three of them commented on how they were kind of disgusted, about the comments. And it's going to be interesting in training camp, when they end up having those talks, because hopefully it doesn't split up that locker room. Because I'm not necessarily saying Drew Brees is a racist. I don't think anyone is really saying that, on social media, or the people that have been calling him out, LeBron James, Steven Jackson, Malcolm Jenkins, a lot of the people that have been reaching out to him and kind of going at him, on Twitter and Instagram. But I just hope that Drew will be better and hopefully use his words a little bit more wisely. And hopefully he doesn't truly believe it's about just the flag. And you know what I mean? And it's about just the military or disrespecting America. It's never been about that. So hopefully he can be a better person and move forward, I'm hoping. So we'll see what it is. Club for Life said, my uncle's a cop. I'm so happy that Drew Brees is canceled. Come on now. Drew Brees is not canceled. And you're a Panther fan. Let's be better. You know what I mean? Let's be better, as a community. That's big facts. Barry Eugene says, as a Saints fan, I'm so disappointed. Said start Taysom. hey, Taysom will get his opportunity, you know what I mean? And it definitely is going to leave a bad taste in people's mouths, if you are someone that has eyes, has ears, has a heart, and sees that what's going on in America right now is not okay. When the racism and the police brutality and people in power taking advantage and ultimately people losing their lives, which is not okay. So we'll see if he can earn the respect of not only hardcore Saints fans again, but other fans of football and the NFL in general. Because I know this is going to leave a bad taste, in their mouths. And it's one of those people that it's the last person that you would think that would say something like this at this time, that we're going through these hardships right now. So I'm praying for Drew. I'm not saying that I don't like Drew Brees anymore. I still love the guy. I just want him to educate himself and be better. And he's one of the best leaders, one of the best quarterbacks, one of the best players, we've ever seen on this God-green earth, to play the NFL game. I watched him at Purdue. I watched him in the Rose Bowl when he went there. Watched him, develop, as a San Diego Charger and as a Saint. So we'll see where it goes, but hopefully he can be better. Sixth thing, hey, Orion, I don't care about you or Marcus's race. We brothers. Damn right, we are. Hopefully people can stay away from the color. You know what I mean? Me being half Japanese, half Czech, being multiracial, Marcus being a proud black man, and you know what I mean? And as a fan of sports, the race shouldn't be a factor. We need to come together with everything. And Six Inc., I love you. Marcus loves you. Appreciate you very much. Young Nola says, man, y'all get out of y'all feelings. But Nola, you got to see, man, there is a reason why people, are mad right now. And they do have a justified reason, to be a little mad right now. Gerald, black and gold light toes. Who dat people? What to do? Will S says, Drew is still the man. I agree. It just needs to be a little bit better. Six Inc. in the building. Javon said, put a bounty on Brees. Come on, Javon. Come on, Javon. Be better. Be better. Zach Holton, the SEC said they were playing even if the other conferences aren't. Correct me if I'm wrong, Zach Holton. I did hear some comments, Zach, about the SEC and certain conferences saying that we're playing, but with this COVID-19 and coronavirus, if the students aren't allowed to be back at universities, how are they going to let them play sports? And then if they do let them play college football, right, the fans are not going to be allowed. That's totally going to take a big dynamic away, just like if we have an NFL season with no fans. I mean, people are still going to watch. You better believe that. That's big facts. But I'm not really sure if they've really put it into stone just yet if we're going to have a college football season. I'm kind of leaning towards right now with coronavirus and everything that's been going on. I'm not sure. I really hope that we do because, I love my Ducks. I love watching Big Ten football, SEC football. So I'm really hoping that we have that because it's a big part of my life. It's a big part of my Saturdays. I usually watch 3 or 4 college football games on Saturday. Sometimes they get sprinkled out like on Thursday or Fridays, and a lot of them I put on the DVR, but I really like to watch a lot of that tape to not only do that tape analysis, but so that way I can educate myself and get a jump on, these players before they hit the NFL, and that's why this channel is so popular, as it is, because of all the research and the game film, that we do here. So Zach Holton, I hope things, end up working out and we get all the conferences out there, but I don't want them to risk people getting sick and getting coronavirus or getting sick and end up dying, just for football. You know what I mean? We need to be smart about it as well. Jamie says, I hope y'all are staying safe. I hope you're staying safe, my guy. What do you mean put a bounty on Drew? I know, Gerald. Yeah, he's just a Panther fan. You know what I mean? He's just a Panther fan being crazy. Trey Holiday said, to me, Drew just made a comment that he shouldn't said. He said the wrong thing at the wrong time. He ain't racist. He should be provided both sides. Agreed. I don't think that he's racist. But, using common sense at the time that we're at right now, it's like he still doesn't get it. Colin Kaepernick tried to relay the message. You've seen all the protesting. He even on Instagram did the blackout. Drew Brees did. So if you're saying that you support the black community 1,000%, like a lot of the other people on Instagram that did the blackout for their little, their little screen for their little post, for Blackout Tuesday, right? How the hell are you going to do Blackout Tuesday, Drew, and then say something about the flag, and then you're not going to accept people, protesting during the anthem for, black rights or, the police brutality or holding people accountable that are doing shit wrong, that are in power? Come on, Drew. You got to be all in. You can't just do it for clout. You just can't do it because everyone else is doing it. You know what I mean? Be better, Drew. Be better. And I still like him. It's not like I'm turning my back on Drew Brees whatsoever. He's one of my favorite quarterbacks of all time, but just a bad timing. You know what I mean? He just needs to be able to think better, period. Lenny D says, I'm not ignoring the situation on what's going on in today's world, but I'm not into politics. I'm not either. I'm not a Republican, and I'm not a Democrat. You know what I mean? I'm definitely, neither one. But I just want people to love each other, a little more. And the racist shit just got to stop. It just got to stop. We just got to be able to respect each other and love each other a little bit more. Slim Leroy. He said, legit. He said, my guy, relax. I know, man. People getting crazy about Drew. He said, don't put a bounty on Drew. Are you kidding me? Javon's a young buck. He don't know better. Michael Pierpont. He said, hey, Orion, what to do, Michael P.? What to do? Keep going on your Instagram with your fantasy football. You know what I mean? Keep putting posts up. Keep doing your thing. Lenny D, fly, Eagles, fly. Joe Mo. George Floyd is fake. The ambulance was cops, not EMT. Come on, Joe Mo. Be better. Hold on, though. Let's not forget about Breonna Taylor, too. We need justice for her. Damn right, Slim Leroy. We do. There is a lot of people, not just black people that have lost their lives, but recently with all the things that have been going on, with the African-American community, there is a lot of ladies and young brothers, that have lost their lives within the last year. And a lot of them have not got justice. And that is big facts. Goat James in the building. Let's see, Gerald Black and Gold Light Toes. It's better not to say anything, really. I hate politics. I pay my taxes and leave the rest alone. Agreed. You know what I mean? And like I said, this channel isn't about politics. We've never talked about this side or that side. But as far as making sure that we see things a certain way, and then you can't ignore that there's certain things that are going on in our nation right now that are not okay. We got to acknowledge that, and I just want things to be better. And I can't wait for NFL, and that's the bottom line. And I miss you guys so much. I just can't wait until we get to a point where we can just get back to norm and start going over college football. If we don't have college football, getting back to the NFL, because we should have an amazing season, even if the fans are not allowed to be back in the building. And that's big facts. Will S. Protesting isn't an issue. Burning down a whole city, killing and hurting innocent people is. Drew is fine, not even news. Protesting isn't an issue. I agree. Burning down a whole city, killing and hurting innocent people is. Obviously, the cops initiating a lot of the violence too is an issue. Drew is fine. Not even news. I disagree there. It is a little bit of news. It's not as big of news as the violence and the things that are going on, but it's just, one of those things. It's just bad timing on a comment like that at this point. Especially if you're trying to make a Super Bowl run and the Saints, timetable is ticking. They got a couple years, to be able to make this deep run. The last thing they need to be in the news, Michael Thomas arguing with other wide receivers, DeAndre Hopkins and other guys that he's the best wide receiver. Of course he is. He can't guard Mike. He is the best wide receiver in the fucking game. Yeah, DeAndre Hopkins, you're great. You're great, but you're not as good as Michael Thomas right now. Yeah, you've had a great career with a lot of shitty quarterbacks. Deshaun Watson was the best one that you ever had, right? Big facts, right? But Michael Thomas, can't guard Mike, is the best. But there's always some kind of weird narrative about the Saints, it seems like. They're always in the news, sometimes for good things, sometimes for bad things. But I even though I'm a Tampa Bay Buccaneer fan, and I got Tom Brady and I got Gronk, I'm really rooting for the Saints to make a deep run. And, if Drew can get that Super Bowl so that he can make it number 2 and the Saints can get to that point, I would be thrilled. Represent the NFC South. I definitely want to have some epic battles with Tom Brady and Gronk, and now my Bucks are relevant again. But I've always been a fan, of the Saints and what they represent. And I definitely the refs have dictated some of the games over the years. That's big facts. They definitely gotten the short end of the stick, but they definitely are going to be in the mix as a top 5 team in the NFL going in, with a few others, Niners, and the Ravens and the Chiefs. I can't wait to see what they're going to be able to do this season, not only against me and my Bucks, but against the rest of the league. And I really assume that they're going to win the NFC South. They're going to do big things. They have a great chance at the NFC Championship game, a great chance to make the Super Bowl. And if they get there and play the Ravens or the Chiefs, anything is possible, even though a lot of people understand how great the Chiefs are with Patrick Mahomes. The Ravens are getting closer and closer. They're going to have their day where they're going to be Super Bowl champions. I feel in the next 6 years, the Ravens will have at least one title under their belt in the next 6 years, as long as they don't have any serious injuries with Lamar Jackson and they keep building that roster. The Ravens and Chiefs will be battling it out for years, and then the NFC will be wide open, and it'll be, that way, for years to come, because that's how it is in the NFC. It's always changing year in and year out. Seth Dodd, as a lifelong Saints fan, I'm disappointed in how ignorant these comments for Drew were. I get you. Connor, he said he's not saying we shouldn't protest police brutality. He's just saying we shouldn't do it in a way that disrespects the American flag. Right. But also, too, there is a reason why people, if they do decide to take a knee, or put the fist up, I don't think it should be that big of a deal. You know what I mean? You got to put yourself in that other person's shoes. That's me speaking personally. Young Nola says, worry about getting to the playoffs, to all the Panther fans. Bang, 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 bang. It's going to be crazy, man. Panthers might be a little bit better than people are anticipating. You know what I mean? They might be a little bit better. I'm excited to see what they're going to be able to do as well. Let's see here. Marcus is in the building. Gang, gang, gang. I'm finally scrolling up and down. Tess is in the building, the best moderator in the business for the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Love Drew, but ... So as you know what I mean? Some of these comments, it doesn't matter if you're, black, Asian, Mexican, Caucasian. It's just very concerning. And especially if Saints fans are concerned, you know what I mean? A lot of the other people are going to be concerned about it too. Michael Moore, and I agree, I don't think rioting is not the answer. The officer who killed George Floyd lost his job right away. What more do you want? Violence ain't the answer to solve the issue. Well, it's not about, he lost his job. It's about getting justice, and getting arrested. And obviously getting the punishment that he deserves along with the 3 other cops. That's what all the protesting is about. People getting justice for George Floyd losing his life. You know what I mean? Having someone put a knee to the back of your neck and, you're pretty much just losing air, and you having the other cops participating and not saying stop or no. That's the problem. That's facts. Sean Pittman says, didn't Drew kneel with his team some years ago? So what was the reason why he kneeled? The fact that he thinks the protest is about disrespecting the flag shows how tone deaf he is. Horrible comment by him. Yeah, it's weird, you know what I mean? You think that he would know better, especially with the teammates that he has. But hopefully that's just one of those things that, he can come back with a comment and explain himself. But, he's entitled to his own opinion on what he wants to feel and what he wants to think. Not everyone's going to agree and stand 1,000% behind the black community, the African-American community, you know what I mean? And obviously me and Marcus are 1,000% in, and obviously me not being African-American, I don't have to be, I just want justice, and justice needs to be served, and we need to make changes with the positions in power with the police that we have, not only in Minneapolis, but across the nation. There's a lot of bad cops out there. If we have 10 bad cops, right, and 1,000 good ones, right? And the 1,000 good ones don't report the 10 bad ones, then you got 1,010 bad cops. You know what I mean? We need to be better out there. There needs to be more rules in place where people aren't being racist and they're not, using excessive force and ending lives of people when they shouldn't be ended. Just sickening. It's sad. Big Smokey says Panthers are ass. Oh, that's going to start a fight. Six Ink. So I think Cap wanted to protest when all eyes were on him. Yeah, but the guy lost his job, though, too, Six Ink. You know what I mean? My guy Jenkins is upset. Yeah, he is. LeBron is upset. Jenkins, Michael Thomas, there's a lot of them. Tess says, I can understand why. The Midnight Rider, as a Saints fan, I'm embarrassed by Drew's comments today. I'm also not surprised by them because Drew's a bit of a rube. Well, like I said, I know that he's got ties with Donald Trump. I assume Drew Brees is a Republican. You know what I mean? So I don't know if he, is so into Donald Trump and his views and what he's all about. But, regardless if he's a Republican and regardless if he's, MAGA and he's all about Donald Trump and whatnot, I just want him to be able to see things from other people's shoes and be better, especially when he's looked at as a leader, not only in the Saints locker room, but in the NFL and as a man in the community worldwide, being an athlete. Brian, 21, $4.99, dropping the donation. Appreciate you. Love you. Thank you so much, man. Drew Brees comments about to never agree about protests during the anthem, a reaction with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can, like Brian did. And if you're looking for merch, Northwest Sports Fanatic merch, link is below every video in our YouTube page. Your boy's losing his voice, by talking about this subject. It's just, it's a passionate subject. It's an important subject. Like I said, we don't typically talk, politics or talk about things that aren't necessarily all fully sports related. But this is something that's important that needs to be brought up for me and Marcus's sake. Marcus is in the chat as well. Calvin Griffin in the chat. Calvin Griffin with a donation, $1.99. Lost the other leaders in the Saints locker room. I think he did. I really think he did, and it's going to burn a bridge with some of the other athletes. I'm not sure, how that's going to play out during the season. Maybe a little bit extra advantage for the Panthers and the Bucks, but I know they'll be able to come together. But if that locker room is divided, it's going to be really hard to make that long-term push with not everyone seeing eye to eye in that locker room. So and that's the last thing that I want. I want to be able to have everyone locked in, loaded, on the same page because I want the Saints to be able to be as competitive and full strength when the Tampa Bay Bucks, my team, plays them and everyone else. So, we'll see where it goes, but I definitely think that the locker room is definitely going to be split. Jamie, Nerdy Geek 77, I agree with you 100. Javon says, no one likes Drew Brees. You're a Panther fan. Come on, man. Don't be a hater. Be better, Javon. Be better, Javon. Be like Drew. Be better. Be better, my guy. Oh, man. Trey Holiday says, same. Why does it matter if Drew supports Trump? It doesn't necessarily, Andrew Bonner, if Drew supports Trump, but what does Trump stand for? You know what I mean? Regardless if you're Republican, right, or if you're a Democrat, it is globally known he's anti-female, he's anti-black, Mexican, Asian. So if you are black, Mexican, Asian, or a female, right, it definitely rubs you the wrong way. Like I said, you can't turn your eye. It doesn't matter if you're Caucasian or any other race and you're all about Trump. These are global facts. You know what I mean? So when someone supports someone, that's trying to be a dictator, right, and not necessarily maybe run our country the best way that it should be, and they're anti-female, anti-Mexican, anti-Asian, anti-black, a good majority of America are those races. So how do you think it makes those races feel? Just saying, I'm half Japanese, half Czech. I'm not full Caucasian, full white, and I definitely don't agree with a lot of the things, that have been going on in the Trump administration. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? I want people to love each other. I want us to be able to see eye to eye with everyone, and that's what I'm saying. But I definitely know, with Drew's comments, I'm not necessarily really fully sure where everything is coming from. Just saying. Let's see. Connor says they're trying to protest police brutality, but they're disrespecting the flag and everything it stands for, whether they realize it or not. That's what I'm saying. They need a different tactic. But you're going to have dumb people in every race taking advantage of the situation where they don't give a shit about black people or George Floyd. They're just fucking bad fuckers and bad people. Excuse my language, right? And they're just looting to steal shit just to take advantage. They got the COVID-19 mask on. They know they can get away with stealing shit. You know what I mean? Like, what's the point? You're burning down your own city. You're robbing places. You know what I mean? You're robbing businesses. That's not making shit better. You know what I mean? Just saying. Ryan Strick, I agree with Drew's comment. You shouldn't disrespect the flag, but that's not the point of what's going on. It's not to disrespect the flag. It's to bring awareness to the problem. Agreed, Ryan Strick. Absolutely. Says, Lenny D, yeah, I choose to stay away from politics. Doesn't mean I'm ignoring it, but I stay in my lane. A lot of us do. Will there be a football season the way 2020 is going? Jay Keys, I bet there. You bet your ass there will be. There will be NFL, probably no fans, but we're definitely going to have an NFL season, it looks like at this point. Tess, the best moderator in the business. Drew's a good guy, but I wouldn't exactly describe him as woke. Agreed, right? He's been a big contributor to the Nolans 504 community. Hurricane Katrina, all the different foundations, all the money that he donates, right? But maybe needs to be a little bit more woke, you know what I mean? And I hope the locker room isn't going to be fully divided, but I do have a feeling it is going to be, and it's going to be one of those things that might be a distraction for the Saints, not only come preseason, but as we get into the regular season, they can act like it's not bothering them. But, you know, when you have something as powerful as what's going on in the world today, in America today, you know what I mean? It's one of those things. I don't want that locker room to be split up, but I have a feeling it's going to be. Says, I respect your opinion, Northwest, but I find no problem with Brees saying what he did. He has the right to do so. Of course he does. He's got every right to say anything that he wants. You know, this is America. You can have your opinion about anything. You know, this is just us coming together. You know, I just love you guys. I miss you guys. You know, this is one of those kind of breaking stories with LeBron and Steven Jackson, who was close to George Floyd, you know, his friend, and Malcolm Jenkins, who's played on the Eagles and the Saints, and him not being okay. And I definitely can see both sides, you know what I mean? But there's a lot of anger involved, and there's a lot of awareness that needs to come out, and people need to be better. Brian with the donation, Calvin Griffin with the donation, Heath Hinton with a donation. Drew kneeled before the anthem with his team. He has before, and he's been a great contributor in the community. Brian, 21, with another donation. Big facts. Pierpont says, I support Trump. Don't know what the problem is with supporting Trump. He had nothing to do with this. Trey Holiday. Six Inc. It was just bad timing. Nothing more, nothing less. I still love him. I still love Drew, too, as well. Absolutely. He was upset crying, but I just stay in my lane with everything, Lenny D says. Ethan Rhodes. Binary thinking and identity politics would destroy us. Yeah, I mean, like, everyone has their, you know, own individual right to think how they think. You know what I mean? But this, you know, this is something where we got to throw the facts out there on what's going on. And, you know, you got to be able to understand. You may not agree with it, but you can't just turn your head and ignore it, you know, if something is out there that's happening. Andrew says, you know, there's all types of races that support Trump. It's not just white people that support Trump, of course. But can you also agree that he is anti-female, he is anti-Mexican, anti-Asian, anti-black? I mean, it's pretty clear, you know, if you end up reading as much as I do, you know what I mean? It's very clear. And like I said, we don't want to talk politics, you know, here on the channel. That's not what we do. You know what I mean? We don't do that here, okay? Odin's Child, $20 donation, my boy. But you know, like I said, it's just one of those things. I want America to be better. You know what I mean? And I just think that with what's been going on with you know, the candidacy and the presidency in the last 4 years, it hasn't really been as great as it could have been. You know what I mean? Just saying. And like I said, I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. You know, but I just want America to be better. Just saying. So I got to keep refreshing and seeing the comments. Yeah, you do. People are making political, though. Well, there's a lot of politics and brainwashing that's going on by the media. You know, the media loves to brainwash. If you watch CNN, there's a lot of brainwashing that goes on CNN, whether you like it or not. Whether you're a Republican and a Trump guy or you're not. You know, all you got to do is read. Read between the lines. So, just saying. Tess says, y'all being haters of the Saints. A lot of people are. A lot of people are going to be haters. But, you know, the Saints have always been, you know, down for themselves, you know, down for the team. They'll be able to bounce back. I'm not worried about it. But hopefully that Drew can have some one-on-ones, you know, with some of the black players, Michael Thomas, AK-41, Emmanuel Sanders, and hopefully they can get on the same page because I don't want them to not be full strength when the season starts. But definitely comments that could have been a little bit better by Drew, I feel, today. Ryan Trick says, I disagree with Malcolm Jenkins. Oh, whoa. Comments just went flying off the page here. What happened there? Let me go back. I just about was to get caught up there, and then all of a sudden I had a big section of comments. All right, so many comments. It is reloaded on me, so I can't remember where I left off there. I know it's talking about Malcolm Jenkins. Now Marcus says, damn, number 9. I'm all in for the protests, but destroying the community, come on. Yeah, there's so many comments. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to go through all of them here. I'm trying to get caught up as much as I can. I'm just scrolling down right now. So many comments. Appreciate everyone that's in the building, though. Ooh, look at even JJ Trilla. Hey, JJ Trilla is in the building. What it do, my guy? Cowboys, we damn boys. Man, I can't wait for the shit talking with the Cowboys, the Eagles, the Redskins, and the Giants this year. I mean, Tampa Bay, with me and obviously with the Saints fans and the Panthers fans, we're gonna have a great time. But I can't wait for the NFC East. It is gonna be fantastic. So I'm just gonna scroll down because there is so many different comments in the building. So I'm going to get a little bit closer here to the bottom. Odin's Child, $20. I have to, my guys. I appreciate you. I love you very, very much. Let's see here. As I scroll down, I apologize. I'm not able to go through all of them. I just was starting to get closer to caught up, and then it reloaded and refreshed another 65 comments. So apologize I'm not able to get to every single one, which I typically like to do. But hopefully things will be getting better. So Tess says, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, click the bell to be notified of new videos, and donate to your boy, the best moderator in the business. Lenny D says, I don't ever really bash any player for being injured because I've been in those situations 3 times playing football. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And the thing is with Carson Wentz, I'm really excited to see what the Eagles are going to be able to do, as we're going into this season. I think a lot of people are sleeping on them. Of course, we know with Riverboat Ron and what the Redskins are going to be able to provide, with the new blood there. The Giants, with what they're going to be able to do, maybe a few years away for the Giants and the Redskins. But obviously the Cowboys and the Eagles still have very strong teams, so I'm very excited to see where it goes as we're moving forward in the NFL season. But bottom line, the main reason I wanted to come on is not necessarily to talk politics, to talk, Trump or non-Trump, if you're a Democrat or if you're a Republican. It's about, just being able to see what's going on in America today, that I do love everyone. I appreciate everyone. I don't see race. I don't see color. I hope people can be better. I hope Drew can be better. And I don't like the looting and the rioting, but I do understand the pain and the anger and the frustration by people, not only in the United States of America, but globally. And hopefully we can come together as a nation and really love each other a little bit more. That's the bottom line. Sports brings us together. The NFL brings us together here at the channel where we can all banter and we can talk shit to each other. But the bottom line, this is a great community. This is one of the best fan bases on the internet, on YouTube, period. You know what I mean? As far as intelligence, passion for your team, I absolutely love every single one of y'all. And we got fans of pretty much every team, on the channel. And we're getting very close to that 3 million view mark. I'm going to end up doing a video once we hit that 3 million view mark, which it sounds like it's going to happen probably in the next few days. So it's a huge accomplishment for the channel to finally get to that 3 million view mark. We're still grinding, trying to get closer to that 20,000 subscriber mark, which will probably take us into the NFL season to be able to get there. But with your guys' support, we'll be there. What happened to COVID, Marcus says? It's still there. It's still there. I still wear a mask when I go to work. I still wear, a mask when I go out. Obviously, it's the media. It's going from one thing to the next. Still make sure you're washing your hands and being safe. You know what I mean? It hasn't disappeared just because the media isn't talking about it, but obviously there's a bigger thing to talk about right now rather than COVID-19 or coronavirus with everything that's going on right now as well. So, but I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. I'm not able to stay online for as long as I want to, but I definitely wanted to bring awareness to the social injustice and everything that's been going on in America. I am 1,000% behind, making sure that we can love each other and be, respectful to each other. I'm not okay with, the people in power taking advantage of their power and doing the things that they're doing. I absolutely hope the NFL can be back, as sooner than later. I'm itching. I'm just waiting and waiting. I've been doing a lot of research. Like right now I'm watching Packers and Vikings on NFL Network. I know on the other channel they have the Super Bowl with the Steelers and Cardinals. I've been doing a lot of film watching, a lot of reading, but hopefully we can get past this COVID-19. We can get past coronavirus, right? We can get past all this shit. You know what I mean? We can love each other, get this racist shit, out of here. You know what I mean? Where we can just, move on. Annie Clark, $10 donation. The protesters on St. Charles Avenue in Nolens is still out there as we speak saying, I can't breathe. F Drew Brees. Wow. Really? Wow. And to be honest, that doesn't necessarily surprise me, Annie. I know there is going to be some of the, black community, the African-American community that are really hurt and saddened by everything that's happened with George Floyd and everything else, where they're going to be pissed at their quarterback. And they're going to be Taysom Hill. It's time for him now. You know what I mean? So, wow, that's crazy. And, it's going to be one of those things that he's definitely going to have to make it up to a lot of the people in the organization and to make sure that he's woke. Because it sounds like he ain't woke. You know what I mean? He definitely needs to be a little woke. But, everyone, is entitled to their opinion. But hopefully he can be better. And that's a big fact. Appreciate your donation, Annie Clark, Odin's Child, Brian 21, everyone in the building that has commented, Heath Hinton, Calvin Griffin, Brian 21. Drew will make up. It's Drew goddamn Brees, I know. But it's definitely, this is the wrong timing. The absolute worst timing to make a comment like he did. So, but I love you guys. Everyone's all up in their feelings right now. Can't really blame most. I know. You know what I mean? I know it. You know what I mean? A lot of us are very passionate people. We're passionate sports fans. We love our players. We love our teams. We're definitely going to be very opinionated on certain things, regardless if it's sports or something else. But like I said, I'm all about, supporting the black community 1,000%. I'm not okay with what's going on in America today. I am okay with the peaceful protesting. I am not okay with the looting and the vandalization and the people that are just looting and robbing stores, just taking advantage of the situation. Let's be better in America. You know what I mean? Let's not be so, racist and have that hate in our hearts. You know what I mean? Let's come together like NFL fans do. You know what I mean? Where we don't see color and we don't see race, where you can be black or Chinese or Mexican or Puerto Rican and we can love our team no matter what race or age that you are. That's really what I'm hoping for. Damon Piacquadio, what it do? But that's the bottom line. I wanted to come online just to say hello. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Marcus obviously loves and appreciates you guys as well. It's a serious thing that's going on in this world. I hope that we can be better. I'm going to try to have us hop online. I'm going to try to probably meet up. I know Marcus ended up, I'm not sure if he's fully moved just yet to his new house or home that he moved in with his girlfriend. He's a little bit farther away than we are now. We were about 10 or 15 minutes away, but when he ends up moving into that place, we'll probably be, 30 to 45 minutes away, maybe further. So it'll be a little bit harder to be able to link up, but hopefully we'll be able to link up as much as possible, try to do some podcasts. We'll try to do some YouTube videos, reaction videos, some live streams. And then when the NFL season starts, hopefully he'll be able to come through and, do some of the games, maybe not as many as normal, but I know he'll be able to put in the effort as much as he can based on his living situation and his job and my living situation and my job as well. Super excited for fantasy football, super excited for the NFL. I'm excited that the NBA is coming back, that they came to the agreement today, which is super exciting. So wrestling isn't still in full swing. AEW is something I still watch, like I watched today, AEW Dynamite. WWE, I've kind of, it's not really the same for me without fans. So hopefully when the fans are allowed back for WWE and AEW, it'll get back to normal. I really want MLB to come around. I visited my dad yesterday. He's in good spirits. Obviously he had the mini stroke last summer. He's got diabetes. It runs in my family. I'm probably going to get it. You know what I mean? So I need to make sure that I spend as much time as possible with my dad. And one of the things that I love doing with my dad is watching Dodger baseball games with him. So I'm hoping that even though I'm a big Ken Griffey Jr. guy and I root for the Mariners because of Ken Griffey Jr., Randy Johnson, Edgar Martinez, Ichiro, I'm a big Dodger fan as well because of my dad. So I'm hoping that the MLB, the union, decline the shortened 113, 114 game season. Sounds like the owners don't want to pay the money, which is sad, but hopefully they can come to an agreement of some kind of season because I really want to watch some MLB baseball, before we get into, obviously the NFL season, especially if I'm not going to be able to watch college football this season. If we're not going to have any college football, that'll be super depressing, but, we'll see where it goes. Drew Brees comments about to never agree about protests during the anthem, a reaction with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boys, me and Marcus. Marcus is in the chat. And if you're looking for merch, Northwest Sports Fanatic merch, link is below every video on our YouTube page. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Doesn't matter what age you are or what race you are. Let's come together, not only on the channel, on YouTube, as a YouTube community, but as a nation together to be a little bit more respectful, love each other, get that hate out of your heart, and let's come together, at a time where the nation really needs us, to come together. Appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy as much as you can. And I definitely will be back on another live stream sooner than later. Marcus will be able to hop on a podcast with the average fan, with the podcast that he does. Maybe I'll try to link up with them at some point. We tried to end up doing that, but our schedules didn't really mesh last week. So we'll try to maybe do that, hopefully before he moves. And then, I'll try to be able to do as many reaction live streams as possible. I've been very busy, with the work schedule. I know Marcus has as well. Love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Be safe. COVID-19, coronavirus is still out there. So make sure you're washing your hands and being safe. And hopefully we can get back to normal with things sooner than later. Sooner than later. Can't even talk right now. I'm so worked up with everything that's going on. So appreciate you guys. Chafino, no, he doesn't have a own channel, but we have a podcast that we do through Spotify and we, he'll do some things about NFL. So if you end up going to our YouTube page, there'll be certain links that you can go to. And then it'll kind of go over some of the podcasts that we'll do there, just to kind of give you something else to listen to. I need to get my voice back. I know, man. It's just crazy. Just been so amped up and passionate today with everything that's been going on. Definitely lost my voice in less than an hour. Usually it takes me about 3 or 4 hours to be able to lose my voice, but we'll see where it goes. Tess, the best moderator in the business. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys. You guys are the best fans on YouTube. Be safe out there, and I will be back soon. Marcus will be back soon as well. Have a great rest of your night, and be safe out there, y'all. Peace. Love you guys. The best fans on YouTube. All y'all. Love you. Later, guys.